to Soulful Sisters space. I'm gonna give a shout out to her because, and this ain't defending the snow monkey white chicks. Me, I don't give a fuck about hurting white folks' feelings. Fuck their feelings. Let me say that one more again. I don't give a damn about hurting white folks' feelings. Because the white folks back then benefited off shit now. The shit that white people did back then, white folks benefited off it now. I don't know why she is trying to cover they up, trying to hurt they, spare them the feelings. I don't want to hurt y'all feelings, but I gotta tell the truth. Then shut up. Just tell the truth, because what it is, I said I'm the motherfucker that's gonna tell it. Now see, what she wanna try to do is, I see what she trying to do. She trying to give blame, spread the blame not only to Brad, but to Becky. No doubt about it. Becky benefited from white slavery. Matter of fact, Becky was one of the cruelest slave masters, right next to her white male counterpart. Everything she said on her video was true. I ain't gonna disagree with it. However, she wanna call out white women. She ain't gonna call out those numbers of black women that were married to white slave masters that owned slaves. I said, if you seen that movie, Birth 12 Years as a Slave, when you had Lupita character going to, I forgot that actress name. I can't think of her name. It'll come to me. But she was married to a white slave owner, a planter slave owner. And she had all power, just as much power as that white man on that plantation. That was showing y'all right there that you not only had black, white men that benefited off slavery, you had white women and black women benefiting off slavery. You did? They ain't gonna talk about that shit. Shit, matter of fact, black women was very key in the slave trade. They was married, a lot of them women was married to Portuguese and Dutch husbands that used to raid the coast and bring in slaves, mostly men, as slaves. You did? Yeah. You had black women just as much involved in the transatlantic slave trade, in the southern slave trade, just as much as white women and black women. I mean, just as much as white men and white women. You had black women involved. And see, this is what Brad was slick about. He'll say, well, black men own slaves too. Keep in mind, they biracial children, the white man's biracial children from them black men, a lot of times, them black women, he left, when he passed away, he left it to his biracial sons and his black wife. So, due to the one drop rule, what they do, they one drop the biracial slaves as black. And then turn around and say, see, there you go. The black men, black people had slaves too. Because that's why the one drop rule was so important. That's why the one drop rule was so important. Because they didn't want to just spread the blame to just them. White men wanted to spread the blame to not only white men, but to white women, black women, biracial men who they one drop as black men in the 5 civilized tribe nations of Native America. Yeah, they wanted everybody to take the blame with them. They didn't want to just be the main ones. You dig? And they did that for a reason. Just like they one drop black people because they know that they were laying up with black women and they can always have their biracial sons as the owners of plantations, and then they want to drop them in as black. and then think that motherfuckers don't know what they be doing. Boy, white people, y'all white males, y'all pale males slick, and black women up there trying to cover up their part and blame it just on Becky, when a lot of them was married to white men at that time. That's why when they had slave revolts, that's why they'll kill everybody up, including that black woman, including her biracial sons, and all those niggas that served in a big house. When they used to have all those slave revolts, especially during the Gullah Wars. See, they ain't gonna tell y'all that was the main reason why the Gullah Wars kicked off, and that led us to the Civil War. See, they ain't gonna tell you all their history. They just want y'all to know, black women and Brad want y'all only to know certain parts of history, but they ain't gonna tell y'all all the true history. You see what I mean? They ain't gonna tell y'all that. But see, that's why I said, that's why reparations is needed, and that's why you have people like Sarge WP saying we need to reorganize the race. Because let's keep it real. That's the reason why black people look the way we look. That's the reason why we got Native American DNA. That's why we got Native American DNA and white Caucasian DNA due to some of the white folks, some of the 5 civilized tribes, the big tribes that own slaves. That's how y'all got Native American blood. That's how y'all got that shit. It wasn't cause, oh, we was already here before Christopher come. Now y'all got that shit. And I got it. Now, what I'm trying to say is that it's a whole lot of people that took place that had a lot to do with black people being enslaved, including black women married to white slave planter class down there in the South that were married to white husbands that owned slaves. This is why, another reason why reparations is kind of hard to talk about, because you had everybody participating in it. And then they one drop all the biracial children that were the children of the slave masters who inherited the plantations. And they want to drop them in as black, so now they can say, well, see, there you go, black people had slaves. Nah, motherfucker, nope. You ain't gonna play us like that. We ain't that goddamn gullah, partner. We ain't that damn naive. We know motherfuckers like us that read, we know the truth. You can't lie to us like that. You can't pull the eyes over you can't pull the motherfucking blanket over our eyes and tell us, well, you know, it was black people who owned slaves too. No, it was them black women y'all were married to, and the biracial children y'all had that y'all one dropped them in as black. Let's keep it 100. Keisha ain't gonna tell the truth, but damn it, since Soulful Sister, whatever her channel is, I just said it. Since you gonna bring that up, I thought I'd just bring that up. That's all I want to say.